Hello and welcome. My name is Rainier and this is List Seed. So List Seed is where we will talk about life experiences and ideas. For today's topic, it is about how to quit smoking in 5 steps. I won't say 5 easy steps, but it's 5 steps for me. So a bit of a history. I started smoking since I was grade 6. Basically, that's half of my life. I am now 33 years old. I quit smoking completely when I was 28 years old. Anyone who tried to quit smoking or have succeeded in quitting smoking would say, would attest, that it is not an easy feat. Very, very difficult. Sometimes you will have suddenly the urge after you quit it for like a month or two. You have the urge because of stress, because of anxiety, and then you're back. You're back in the rabbit hole. Nothing actually good happened when I was smoking. It's actually all bad experiences because it is from the stress that I was feeling from the office, from life problems. That was the cause of my smoking habits. I was not that good in handling stress back then, so I needed advice to ease the stress up. And I felt more and more unhealthy each day. I felt the heaviness in my lungs, and generally I felt unhealthy. I couldn't taste well, couldn't enjoy my food. And then one time I thought that I needed to really permanently quit smoking. Okay, so now we go to the steps, the 5 steps. First step is actually you need to define or develop a strong goal. Strongest goal that is actually your own. Not because someone told you to quit smoking, not because someone said it's dangerous or what. But it is indeed dangerous, but it should come from yourself. It should come from your experiences, what's happening in your life. And for me, that strong goal is my daughter. So my daughter has just been born. She's actually it's almost 2 years now, next November. And I didn't want to be smoking when she's here. That's it. That's my strongest goal. I didn't want her to smell smoke. I didn't want her to get addicted to it when she grows up. I didn't want her to inhale secondhand smoke. That's his first step. A strong goal. The second step is actually to look for alternatives. Can be anything actually. So I tried a lot of alternatives before. I tried coffee, which was not actually that good. I tried tea, which was better. I tried candies, which is basically sugar. So it's not really that good. For me, my alternative back then was vaping. So bear with me, guys. But it's still nicotine. It's still smoking. You're inhaling things and you're puffing things out. It's still not that good of an alternative, but it is a step. It is basically a step for me to permanently quit tobacco smoking. Vaping was introduced to me by a friend, and that friend told me to try vaping because it will basically help at the time. So right now we're not sure what the effects of vaping is, but that was a step for me. So that was actually 5 years ago, I think. And ever since that time, I tried vaping. I haven't gone back to smoking because it fulfilled the nicotine effect. That step was actually an alternative for me. Now, the third step is actually to slowly become less and less dependent to the alternative that you have defined. What I did was to create the vaping intervals. When I was home, I would only vape for 1 to 3 times a day. When I knew that my daughter was on the way, My wife was pregnant. I went down, I went outside to vape every lunch break, or at least 2 to 3 times a day. And I went back again and did my thing, office, and sorts. When my baby was born, that's the time I thought of it, that I needed to really remove vaping from my body. The fourth step is to detoxify your body. There are a lot of ways to detoxify your body. There's supplements, there's greens, but for me, it was exercise. Exercise actually does not really detoxify your body. It helps your organs, your lungs, your kidneys, your intestines to naturally detoxify your body. For me, it was perspiration. You know? After that, and probably the hardest thing, the fifth step is that you shouldn't look back. You should never look back. There will be times when you think that you need to smoke again, or you feel the urge to smoke again because of stress, because of anger, because of anxiety. However, you need to look for a second and more permanent alternative than what you have defined previously, a better and a healthier one. So for me, it was writing. For me, it was basically playing games. My Nintendo Switch is there, my PC is here, so I played with my daughter. So that's my alternative right now, and I'm happy about it. So let's just recap. The first is that you need to define or develop your own strong goal. The second is look for alternatives, any alternative that can actually help you move away from tobacco. Third is that you try to become less and less dependent to your alternative. Make a schedule. Fourth is detoxify your body in any way that you can. You can try exercise, as I tried before, but there are more efficient ways actually. Fifth is that never look back. This is where you will define your permanent alternative that does not relate to any vices. That's basically the 5 steps that I have done, and I hope that will help you in your endeavor in terms of really quitting or permanently quitting smoking. Now, let's look at facts. The facts of smoking, tobacco smoking. As I said earlier, smoking is really vicious and addictive. Most of you smokers know that it is really addictive and hard to get out of. According to the World Health Organization, over 8 million people around the world die from tobacco smoking. And 80% of 1.3 billion smokers who are currently addicts right now live in low and middle income countries. It's probably because of stress, life itself. The third fact I want to highlight is the most important thing for me, and it's the reason of why I quit smoking completely, is that the secondhand smoke causes 1.2 million premature deaths around the world. I didn't want that to happen to my family. I didn't want that to happen to my daughter, to my wife, to my parents, to my in-laws, or practically anyone that I love. So I developed this strong goal. So I thought about it. Every time you doubt yourself, always try to think that people have succeeded in this endeavor, and keep repeating to yourself that if people can do it, then so can you. The only person that's holding you back is actually yourself. Basically, that's what I have to share about how to quit smoking, and I hope you learned something from this video. And if you like the video, please do subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.